superhero. This week I'm going to talk to you about a very interesting question, and that is, do you need to rinse your tea? Now, from time to time we do get this question, and the short answer is no, you don't really need to rinse your tea. But the longer question is exactly what does this rinse thing mean? Because some people actually say they are actually washing their tea, implying that the tea is dirty. But the truth is, no, they're not really dirty as such, so I don't think you actually need to wash them. However, some people rinse them to prepare the tea leaves. Now, that's a different thing, because if you look at some of the tea leaves, they are actually quite, tightly shaped. So the first brew, typically, it's your water just barely touched the surface of the leaf. So that brew doesn't have a lot of flavor, especially if you're looking at oolong. And when the tea leaves, absorb more water, more liquid, it's going to open up more and more, releasing more and more flavors. And so usually the first cup of tea tend to be pretty washed out in, like the really tightly twirled oolong, for example. So that a lot of people are saying that it's actually preparing the tea leaves, not actually rinsing, like washing them. So that is perfectly cool. And you will find if you do practice that, the first cup, you will find that it actually has more sort of, that kind of feeling to the mouth, and part of that is actually caffeine. So if you actually want to have a smoother cup, or maybe you want to take less caffeine and still enjoy your cup, then get rid of the first cup. And we're not talking about long brewing. We're really just talking about, water in and kind of water out 5 to 10 seconds. And so you're not losing out in the flavors, from the tea. And enjoy the second cup onwards, second infusion, by pouring freshly brewed water, boiled water into your tea leaves, and make your second cup. So it is actually not washing the tea leaves, but it is more rinsing. Now the third situation could be actually pu'er, because pu'er is actually a vintage tea. And with pu'er, you probably do want to rinse them, because when we say vintage, if you have got some 20, 30-year-old tea, it has been around for some time. So rinsing them, in the way of kind of cleansing the dust off from the outside, it's probably not a bad idea at all. So if you are looking at pu'er, especially the really aged ones, that's definitely not a bad thing. And again, I think, from a tasting profile perspective, get rid of the first quick infusion. It's a perfectly good practice, especially if you enjoy Chinese tea. And enjoy from the second cup onwards, meaning that second infusion, like pouring in freshly boiled hot water into the teapot again. So I hope this is useful for you, when it comes to rinsing or not rinsing your tea. I'll catch you next time.